Okay, sorry y'all, I just like went through a great ordeal. As some of you may know, I am a music artist and I have a website, or had a website, that I usually like post everything onto. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of like slowly starting to get into that process, hence why I'm posting more on my YouTube channel, hence why I'm streaming more on Twitch, hence why I'm like slowly promoting my music. It's something that I just want to perfect, but I'd rather have all my information and stuff like down, you know. I can at least do that. So I had a website that I just, you know, designed. It was free, whatever. It was like a little app. I'm not gonna name the app because it's not cool to really diss on other people's app, especially when they're trying to get their coin. But it was just like, you now have to pay a subscription, and for me that's kind of inconvenient. Not because like, well, one, because yeah, we're out here just doing this on a budget, like that's first and foremost, but two, just because like I was not aware, so it's like I could have went like a really long time without people like, I guess, visiting the website. Not that I got a lot of traffic, but it's just, I feel like the principle, you know, and it's just kind of irritating to have to like figure that out. So I had to put like a temporary one up, and it's just I know you don't care, but it was just so annoying. Welcome back. Today I took notes today, because today let me tell you something. I watched Willy's Wonderland so that you did not have to. There's a lot I have to say in this video, but we're gonna try to keep it short and simple. Okay. I posted my review in the Fivenightsatfreddys. Hopefully it'll be somewhere in the description at the end of the video, wherever. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I've read like numerous, and I mean like a lot of news articles about Willy's Wonderland, saying how it was, quote, the better version of Fivenightsatfreddys. Film was made in, I believe, I want to say 2021.
Correct!
It starred Nicolas Cage in it. He produced it, and some other company. I don't know much about the company. I should probably do better research on that. I had to see for myself if it was like better quality than Fivenightsatfreddys. As far as like the things that I didn't get from Fivenightsatfreddys, did I get that from Willy's? So the short answer is no. Absolutely not. I'll dive into like why, but just know that they're not on the same like playing field like the articles had made them like out to be. And I don't know who's making these articles, I don't know why, and by all means I don't want to bash on anyone's like opinion, because at the end of the day, like, your opinion's your opinion, it's fine. But there was a lot about this film that was just a lot. I could not for the life of me stay entertained enough to be engaged with it to the very end. I think I fell in and out of it like, I want to say a couple, like 3 times during the end. So like, while I did see how it ended and how everything was like, you know, it just didn't engage me. It was so much to just digest in one. I'll do like a brief little loose summary, but if I forget something, it's because I, honest to God, was not paying attention. And I know that's on me, especially if I want to do a review on it, but at the same time, it's a lot. The production quality, I will say, is pretty decent. It's not amazing, but the first thing that you're gonna notice like in the film is the animatronics are definitely people in costumes. I get it, I 100% get it, but like if we're comparing this to the FNAF movie, right, then I just don't understand, like, that part is like the core of it. It's definitely, the film itself is definitely 100%, I don't want to say rip off, but a replication of Fivenightsatfreddys. I think that they did a good job. I'm not gonna like say that they didn't. I think they did a good job for what they had production wise and everything, but the elements of the story that I was looking for, I just didn't quite like get. Like, in a world, right, where FNAF did not exist and this movie came out, maybe. But because I'm comparing it, I want to say too, that's probably why I'm putting it on a higher scale. Production wise, with the animatronics, not very great. It looks kind of run down and cheap, but I don't know if that's like the goal, or if it's just like it was created to be a bad movie in general. while we're going through like the animatronics and everything during like the first, I think, opening sequence, there's like a family, some couple that gets like chased down, and it's like they do the suggestive horror, kind of like the same thing that FNAF did that people were upset about. Of course, like their fake blood and the effects, you can tell are definitely CGI. It's not bad, you know. It's just, I can tell like for the amount that they had production wise, it's actually really like decent, you know. Nicolas Cage for some reason is like going through this town, and he basically gets like his tires get like blown out. Don't really know how. Some shady dude in a pickup truck decides to like give him a lift back into town, and he's like, hey, you know, this is gonna be thousands of dollars and all this other stuff, and it's like, you know, we don't do credit card, only cash right now. And obviously the ATM machine's broken. No ATM machine apparently mysteriously works in this town, and the mechanic weirdly proposes that he should stay and like clean off his debt to him, and then he'll hop a car to him by tomorrow at Willy's. Of course, it's worth mentioning that this girl was there at Willy's, and she was kind of like, I guess, trying to like light the place on fire, but was stopped by like the police, which turns out to be her mother, guardian. It's kind of unclear at that point, right? That's going to be important for later though, right? Nicholas agrees to this instead of like, I guess, going to see if he can find an ATM or anything. Just straight off the bat, hey, I'll take your word for it, I'll go lock up at this place. And also 30 minutes into the movie, Nicholas does not speak at all. I don't even know his character name. I don't know anything about him. He doesn't speak at all. I realized as I was going through the movie, he doesn't speak at all, like at all. I don't know if that's supposed to be like a nod, because in FNAF, Mike doesn't really have any dialogue, but at least he had like a name. And if Nicolas Cage's like character did have a name, I don't know the name. Again, it's supposed to be like his character is like this brooding barbarian. Yeah, it's just like this weird barbarian with no backstory. Nicholas agrees to do this. He shows them like the ropes and the animatronics, saying that it was really a popular place, you know, the same little lore as FNAF, where it got shut down, you know, kids went like missing, other stuff. And he starts cleaning the place. So as he's cleaning, one of the animatronics start moving, and he doesn't really seem bothered by it. One of them, I think the flamingo, I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you the name of the animatronics because I just don't remember them. They weren't very memorable. And the animatronic costume tries to fight him and is able to at least like slice a little bit of his cheek. And so in response to this, Nicholas, I guess, goes into like this like barbarian kill mode or whatever, and starts beating the mess out of this animatronic. And like, y'all, when I say beating the mess out of this animatronic, as in like motor oil or some sort of oil was like spewing out of this animatronic person, because he was like beating it to a pulp, essentially, like ripped out its like endoskeleton, mechanical spinal cord with a bunch of guzzling oil to simulate like blood or whatever. And he bags it up and just throws it by the front door and goes about his day. The way he killed this animatronic, I already knew it was gonna just from there, you know what I'm saying? Like before this, I also need to mention as well that he has like these pop punch cans of soda that he drinks on the hour, every hour. If that's like Popeye spinach to him, I don't know, but I think that's the gist of what they were going for. He goes back to the break room to enjoy another pop punch and stumbles across a pinball machine. The way that this man looks at the pinball machine and cleans it is very suggestive for no reason at all. Like, it's a very, like, he's on the machine, like, you know, like it made me so like uncomfortable. It made me question my life choices. And this poor machine gets a visit from Nicholas every hour on the hour when he gets the pop punch. Sure enough, straight to that machine. We gotta go back to the one girl, and to be honest, I don't know her name either, because I told y'all I was just not really engaged with this movie. The girl that was trying to light the place on fire. I'll put her name right there, okay? Her friends end up going inside the house because for some reason the guardian can lock her up to the radiator but not lock the front door. It's just open for anybody to see a young woman handcuffed to a radiator. They're all talking about the horrors that they've witnessed without actually talking about the horrors that they've witnessed at Willy's and how it's an evil place and they just need to burn it to the ground. They go off to go do that. We go back to Nicholas, who miraculously is able to clean the world's filthiest bathroom with a rag and degreaser. I don't know how he does it, but movie magic, whoosh, scrub-a-dub-dub, the bathroom is all done. While he's doing this, I guess Willy is kind of upset because, you know, you killed the other animatronic, so now he's on to, like, I guess send the others after him. Gorilla animatronic, for some reason, is able to hide in the stalls or just spawn into the stalls and starts trying to beat up on Nicolas Cage. Now, Nicolas Cage is not an ordinary man, right? He's got the power of punch pop. He starts wailing on the animatronic with a plunger, basically breaks his face in with the toilet. This man gotta have some super strength because that's a really big, thick gorilla, which obviously is a person in a suit. You know the whole deal. Oil spilling out everywhere. He bags it up, throws it by the front door. Also, right, not to mention the first time he killed the animatronic, he goes to see if the door will open so he can take it out, and the door doesn't open. And a rational person would be like, the door is not opening. But this is also the same person that ripped out an endoskeleton of an animatronic. So he's not bothered. And then after this, you guessed it, straight to the pinball caressing. Really just infatuated by this pinball machine. You would think there's suggested images or stuff on this pinball machine, but no, it was just a regular pinball machine with Willy's like things on them. So that's, I think, what made it even worse as well. If y'all saw the way that he was cleaning and playing on that machine, you would be as creeped out as I am. Don't do it to yourself. Just take my word for it. It was very uncomfortable. The kids are able to come to the place and see that the man is inside. And little miss, I wanted to light this place on fire on my own, has like this weird hero complex. She tries to like go in and save him. Obviously, the animatronics aren't very happy with that. The one female ballerina one, well, there was two females, but you get what I'm saying. She's very like wanting to play with her, you know. She had the other ones crawling inside the bed after her. Here's one thing. I kind of understand that. Well, he's a psychotic person anyway for wanting to stay in there and kill all these animatronics, but it's just, who are you? Like, you're a bunch of like teenagers telling me to get out of a building that I'm paid to like be in here for. After this like hero complex where she crawls in after her, the friends are still outside debating on whether or not to go in after her. One of the black male characters who had a thing for like this hyper sexualized female, I guess they were like together. He was like, you know, she's trying to put our lives in danger. All we wanted to do was burn the place down. If he wants to be burned down, that's just what it is. I agree at some extent of that, but they also didn't inform the man that they were gonna burn down the place. They just kind of told him, hey, leave, you know? This is kind of like the ending area where I kind of like tune out, so I'm gonna try my best to summarize as best as possible. She goes in and fights the ballerina and is able to like throw him off. She's like trying to win him again, and he's ignoring the mess out of her. He really ignores them. Like, he's going off doing his ritual of doing some pop punch. The friends are on the roof now arguing whether or not to go in after the girl, and the two dudes, one that's into the fire chick, that's what I'll call her for right now, that's into like the girl that wants to be the hero complex, setting them on fire. He's into her and wants to go after her, obviously. The other dude's like, I'm over it, she's trying to put our lives in danger. They get into a tussle on the roof, and pretty much everyone falls into the ball pit, and now they're inside the, you know. This is where it gets a little gray for me, like a little murky, because I could not stay engaged after that. I don't know why. It's not like it wasn't like funny or entertaining. I felt like I think as each thing was added, I was just even more like disengaged with everything, to the point where it was like I maybe set my expectations a little too high, because like I had seen like several different blogs swearing that this was gonna be better than Freddy's. It's just not. Not only that, but the sheriff is also hired an extra security person, and they're not even like near Willy's. They're just kind of like off in their own little area, basically not wanting to get a phone call. Was calling, like, did she expect Nicolas Cage character to call? Like, what are we? I don't know. After they are in the place, of course, you know, the animatronics start killing them. Fire chick is begging for Nicolas Cage to, you know, give a and save their friends. They all end up dying except for the fire chick. And we come to like the big reveal, the part where I start to like tune back in a little bit. Lo and behold, the entire time, the sheriff and the owner of Willy's, along with the tow truck driver, are all in cahoots. And they set up the same narrative of, oh, I can fix your car. Well, you either stay here for the night. You just gotta clean it a little bit, but it's always just clean it up a little bit and you guys will be okay. You find out that the only reason that the mother slash caregiver sheriff has this person that she takes care of is because she lured her parents into Willy's with the help of the sheriff and the tow truck driver, because they had made a deal with Willy that they would feed him if he left the rest of the town alone. So unfortunately, her parents were victims to Willy's feeding frenzy. We also do sort of get a backstory in there. I think that's also where I tuned out a little bit too, but apparently the owner or the creator of Willy's was just a really bad dude, and he employed people that were really bad dudes and people in general as well to kind of like start this weird like little club or whatever. But they ended up getting caught, obviously, and then they kind of do like this weird cult ritual thing to it's kind of like Chucky, you know, where they infuse like their souls into the animatronics. They kind of made a deal with the devil in a sense, and Nicolas Cage, they just wanted him to die. Now, mind you, by this point, Nicholas has taken out about like 4 animatronics, just bare hands on his own. They're literally all lined up. Willy and I think 2 other animatronics are left, but the rest are bagged up by the door. The sheriff proceeds to enter Willy's and is like, no, Willy, we weren't a part of this. He's not associated with us. You just go ahead and eat him, and the rest of us are gonna be good. Now, it's like looking a gift horse in the mouth. If this man is taking out all these animatronics, then why are you trying to sacrifice him? It just doesn't make any sense. You're probably solved. They're all gone, unless she's scared for other reasons that are unknown or disclosed. But I guess she's so fearful over the things that she saw and the children that are now dead because of Willy. Let me backtrack for a minute. I had to take off my glasses for this one. Y'all remember when I was talking about old boy that did not want to go in to get fire chick, right? So he's apparently with the hyper-sexualized female so that they can have some sex appeal in this movie, other than Nicolas Cage doing whatever he was doing with the pinball machine. The girl, I'm gonna call her Euphoria Girl. She looks like the girl from Euphoria. So Euphoria Girl goes off with old boy so that they can have sex together in this place. They all knew how dangerous it was. They all knew that they could possibly die, and they said she said this was arousing, this is appealing, and he went along with it. So obviously they die a horrific death in the middle of having sex. That was very, very, very unnecessary. That's honestly where I started to shoot out after that, because I can't even tell you how they died. I just know they died. So there you go. Back to Little Miss Fix-It, Little Miss Sheriff, right? She goes and she handcuffs Nicolas Cage. Gonna wait outside until Willy does what he needs to do. Again, handcuffs. This man is like the freaking Superman, super strengths. barbarian, whatever. I don't know. He's just got a lot of going on. Handcuffs obviously don't do nothing. He's still able to kill not one, but 2 animatronics. So he kills them, and all that's left is Willy. Now, I'm gonna be so honest with you. I tuned out so bad that I really just caught like a little glimpse of what happened. But apparently the fire chick was able to escape the police car. I think an animatronic was after her because I saw one on the floor. I don't know. The barbarian Nicolas Cage ends up beating up Willy with something. It's something significant in a bag. He just beats him with a bag. I don't know what's in the bag. Nicolas Cage ends up getting his car back from these people who were trying to just add it to their collection. Hello everyone, it's editing MÆDAÉ. The hair, shirt, different, so you know we're different. I forced myself to go back and watch the ending of that film. The bag that he uses to beat Willy with was, in fact, a bag of soda, the punch pop. Because that and then 2 sticks that he duct taped together is enough to beat down an animatronic for a man with seemingly human Superman super strength. Sheriff ends up dying by the hands of Willy while trying to get Willy to kill Nicolas Cage's character. The tow truck driver and the owner of Willy's die by the hands of the fairy animatronic when she explodes the car with the lighter that the owner threw a while back in the beginning of the film and blows herself up and them up in the explosion. I would just like that Nicholas tried to kill the fairy animatronic with the power of his thunder thighs. The girl ended up escaping the car, also leaving the car with the cop because the animatronic was able to somehow escape and get on the hood of the car without anyone noticing. Able to get the gun ammo out the shotgun, and she beats him to death with the gun and walk all the way back to Willy's. Ends up leaving with Nicolas Cage character. I guess as his new daughter. I don't know. Animatronic was then killed by the car that they used to get away. Aside and outside the world of comparison between the 2 films, it is a very good, bad movie. I will say that. So, that's it. I'm going to go bleach my eyes now. The other thing that kind of makes this bad film even worse is the acting. There were some characters, yes, that showed up and did their job, did what they needed to do, but then you could just also tell the people that were brought on maybe due to budgeting. I don't know. You know, majority of the money probably went to Nicholas, but he produced this. I don't know what was going on there. But I would say the sheriff, Nicholas, yeah, that's it. The sheriff and Nicholas and maybe Willy's owner and the tow truck driver, those 4 carried the whole movie. Everyone else, is very aware that they, like, I'm gonna practice my lines in front of the mirror type monologue. It was just very weird, very cringy writing on their half. When they were looking for the key, one of the actors just goes, "Why am I looking in the fridge? I don't need to look in the fridge." It's just unnecessary bad. So, do I personally think that it was better than Fivenightsatfreddys? No, not by a long shot. For the reasons of production and writing, the storyline and the lore is kind of what made Fivenightsatfreddys so popular and more appealing, at least to me. And this, in a world where Fivenightsatfreddys doesn't exist, this would still be a terrible movie, you know? I think this movie is only supposedly good because of the world that FNAF existed. Yeah, it's just a bad movie. The writing is terrible, some of the acting is terrible, and the animatronics are just terrible. You're very aware that there are people in costumes trying to act and do bad robot dance imitation. Like, it's just bad. If you saw it and you thought it was great, great. That's it. That's the video. Thank y'all for watching.
Wrist froze, it's the wrong kind. Just a cold steel like a fishing line. Got these shackles on me like a Richard Millie. I'ma keep them shining, need to feel the resistance. Living for pensions, don't get mentioned in detentions. Where's the lessons amongst all of this discipline? Wonderland. Now hold up, I'm not done. Now this is just the start of something. Talk about it, might as well just keep that whip.